You know, when we look at a factory floor, we love to see that constant hum of activity, right? It just feels productive. But what if I told you that feeling is a trap, an illusion that's actually costing you big time? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this trap and show you why our gut feelings about efficiency can be completely backwards.
So I want you to just take a second and think about your own operation. Is it genuinely efficient, or is it just, well, busy? Because believe me, those two things are worlds apart, and understanding that difference can change everything.
And this leads us to something called the efficiency illusion. It's this tricky situation where a factory looks like it's firing on all cylinders, but all that motion is just a mask, hiding some deep-seated problems that are quietly draining your bank account. Sound familiar? The whole place is buzzing, machines are roaring, everyone's running around, but then you look at the actual numbers, and deadlines are being missed, and costs are just going through the roof. The results just don't add up to the effort. So what on earth is going on? Where's the disconnect?
All right, to crack this code, we need to bring in two really powerful ideas from Japanese manufacturing. Two terms that sound similar and get confused all the time, but they hold the key to everything: Bekidoritsu and Kadoritsu. They are two totally different ways of looking at performance. So first up, we've got Bekidoritsu. The best way to think about this is like a health score for your machine. It has nothing to do with how much work it did. It just asks one simple question. When we needed this machine, was it ready to go? It's all about availability. And the goal here is always 100%, because you always want your equipment to be ready for action.
Now on the flip side, you've got Kadoritsu. If Bekidoritsu is the health score, then Kadoritsu is the busyness score. This one measures how much of your capacity you're actually using based on the orders you have. It's totally focused on output. You know, how much stuff did we make versus what we thought we were going to make.
And right here, this is where the trap is set. See, with Bekidoritsu, you're aiming for a solid, stable 100% availability. But Kadoritsu, it can actually go past 100%. Maybe you run a bunch of overtime, you push the line like crazy to hit a big order, and boom, your spreadsheet says 110% utilization. Looks fantastic, right? But what you can't see is the incredible strain that's putting on your equipment. That's the hidden cost of that busyness.
And I know, the beautiful thing about Bekidoritsu is how simple it is. The math is a piece of cake. You just take the actual time the machine was producing parts, and you divide it by the total time it was scheduled to be running. Let's see how that plays out. Okay, picture this. You've got a machine scheduled for a 6-hour shift, but you've got a long setup, then you're waiting around for materials, then there's a quick little jam, and it only actually runs for 3 hours. Now, even if it was running at light speed for those 3 hours, its Bekidoritsu is a shocking 50%. You lost half the machine's potential before you even started. And this right here, this gets to the absolute core of it all. The real measure of a healthy, profitable factory isn't how busy it looks, it's how available its equipment is. Your number one focus, your true north, has got to be maximizing that Bekidoritsu. So let's look at what this means in the real world. When you focus on Bekidoritsu, you're forced to go after the real monsters in your process. The breakdowns, the crazy long setups, all that time spent just waiting around. You're building a system that's rock solid and predictable. But when you just chase Kadoritsu, well, that's just firefighting. You're just reacting to whatever order comes in, pushing your machines way too hard, and basically guaranteeing more problems down the road. Okay, so if boosting Bekidoritsu is the mission, how do we actually do it? It's not about yelling at people to work harder. You need a real system. So here it is, a 5-step treatment plan to cure that busy but not productive problem for good.
First, you have to master your maintenance. I'm talking bulletproof plans for before, during, and after any issues. Second, analyze your data. Become a detective and hunt down every single lost second of time. Third, you implement preventive care to stop problems from ever even happening. Fourth, you upskill your team so they can handle multiple tasks and operate the equipment like pros. And finally, you leverage modern schedulers. Smart tools that can see the whole picture and help you optimize for real availability, not just chasing numbers.
Now here's the cool part. When you really commit to this way of thinking and you start to see that Bekidoritsu number climb, something incredible happens. The benefits don't just stay with that one machine. They create this amazing positive ripple effect across your entire company.
First off, you save a ton of money. Seriously. When your equipment is reliable, you're not shelling out cash for frantic, last-minute emergency repairs. You stop losing money every single time the production line grinds to a halt. It's a direct boost to your bottom line. Second, your product quality goes way, way up.
Think about it. A stable, healthy machine that isn't being stressed to the max is going to produce a consistent, high-quality product every single time. Your defect rate will just nosedive.
And third, and this one is huge, your team will be so much happier. Just imagine working in a place that's smooth and predictable instead of constant chaos and stressful emergencies. You get rid of that forced overtime. You create a place people actually want to work. Morale goes up, and you keep your best people. And you know what? It's also just better for the environment. A truly efficient factory doesn't waste time, and it definitely doesn't waste energy. Every minute of downtime you cut out is a minute of electricity you didn't waste. By focusing on availability, you're naturally building a greener, more sustainable operation.
So if all these benefits are so clear, why isn't every single factory laser-focused on this? Well, the truth is, there are some really common, really stubborn barriers that keep companies stuck in that busyness trap.
It usually comes down to these usual suspects. You've got wasteful processes, like super long setups that have just become normal. It's just how we do things. You've got poor communication between departments, so scheduling doesn't talk to purchasing. And then you have a lack of standardized work, which means every single person is basically reinventing the wheel on their own. It's a recipe for disaster.
Look, at the end of the day, this all comes down to a massive shift in your mindset. It's about changing the one core question that your entire company asks itself. You have to stop asking, how much did we run today? And you have to start asking, how much could we have run? Because in the gap between those two questions, that's where all the opportunity for real improvement lives.
So I'm going to leave you with one last question to take back with you. I really want you to challenge yourselves to look past the comforting illusion of a busy floor and ask honestly, what hidden potential, what untapped treasure is all that downtime really truly costing you? Because the answer to that question just might unlock the entire future of your business.